Yeah, man. I saw it. I was like, oh, this better not be Josh's. I'm gonna roast his ass.
If it was, I would have deserved every bit of that.
Oh man, but no, I took the time to stop and think about it. Like, no, Jasleen got a haircut yesterday. She always comes back with some kind of product. No, this is for Jasleen. Okay.
Like, why would he bring it inside?
Bring it inside.
Spray that shit.
Is he trying to make me look bad on camera? So, yeah. Thankfully, that was the case.
Yeah.
But let's go back real quick.
If you'd have said, "Hey, is this your Burberry?" I'd have been in trouble.
Burberry. Oh man. Woo. It's gonna be very tense. Very tense. Next 2 innings.
Yeah. There'll be live updates that won't be live for anybody but us.
The earliest we could get this out is next week. The earliest. But cheers to episode 2, man.
We upgraded our cups from episode 1.
Yes. Environmental friendly. And to keep it nice and cool as well.
And I got my hair cut.
And you got hey, I lined myself up today too. So I looked in the mirror. I was like, ooh, looking kind of rough.
Funny thing is too, I got this clean white shirt on. That's not clean.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said that it's not clean because I was like,
yeah,
you might want to look.
So you did notice.
Yes, I did notice.
Funny that you're saying that now that you did notice because so earlier when I went out, went and got coffee with the young lady I was telling you about.
Oh.
And I spilled coffee on my shirt. She noticed right away. She laughed at me. And she was like, you know, you can't wear that shirt later. And I was like, I'm going to wear it. But I was joking. I was going to change it. And then when I got here, I'm sitting here, and I realized I'm still wearing this shirt.
Still wearing.
Fortunately, the little stains are kind of like on the right side. Camera's on the left.
Yeah. Just, you know, do this a little bit. Get the little fold over it. And yeah. You wouldn't even, what's going on here? Okay.
Take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed. I didn't know what it was.
And I had
noticed.
Took a picture of myself, sent it to her saying, guess what? I'm still wearing this damn shirt. And so she said, did he say anything about it? I was like, I don't think he noticed. I think I'm good. And then now you're sitting here like, yeah, I noticed.
I noticed. Oh, man. You know, so you drink coffee, huh?
Yes. However, like I was a big coffee drinker. Just black. No cream, sugar, none. And it always had to be super hot. I don't like warm coffee. But I just recently started transitioning into tea.
Oh.
Trying to drink more tea over coffee. So
okay.
Switch it up.
Yeah, I despise coffee.
I did a long time ago.
I hate coffee.
It grew on me.
Nope. Never. It will never grow on me. I will never like it.
It's an acquired taste, just like what we were talking
wine
about yesterday. Yeah, like that wine.
Yeah, it apparently it is, and I will never acquire it. I will never acquire it. To me, it's disgusting. Now, the smell of it, it's good. The smell is good.
When I hated it, it was the smell that turned me off.
Oh, really?
I hated the smell.
Oh, the smell. Now, granted, the smell in the morning coffee smells really good. But which is totally weird. If I smell it in the afternoon, I'll get a headache.
Super weird.
That is super weird. And it's not me tripping or anything because, you know, I got coworkers at the day job and, you know, everybody around me is a coffee drinker. You know, they have coffee in the morning. They'll have, you know, the 2-3 o'clock crash. So they make more coffee, you know, and then the coworkers, they make more coffee in the afternoon at 3:30. I smell that coffee, massive headache. I don't know what it is. I have to like leave the office.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But
Because
It's also a good excuse. I'll be like, I can't be in here. I gotta get out the office.
I was an all day coffee drinker. Like it don't matter what time of day or night I can drink coffee. It don't matter if it's hot or cold outside. I can drink coffee, hot coffee.
Oh wow, yeah. My sister and I had a bet years ago when I was 18, because she used to say the same thing. Coffee's gross. Blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It is gross. You know, she's 7 years older than me, and she's like, you're gonna start drinking coffee. By the time you're 30, because I started drinking coffee when I was 30, or not even 30 yet. Because I was like, I guarantee you, I won't. Bet $100 from 18. Now, if I was smart enough back then, I should have included inflation and cost of living expenses, and
Of course.
but I didn't. I was 18 years old. And she's like, I guarantee you'll be drinking coffee by your 30th birthday. I was like, bet. Not one sip.
Have you brought this to her attention?
Oh, yeah. I got that $100. I got it for show. And all those years, so that's 12 years. And then there'll be a few jabs here and there like, oh, hey, just have a drink of coffee, so she can get me. I'm like, nope. And yeah, it's just to me, it's nasty. I will never.
You know what you should have done?
Never.
Just out of spite. As soon as she handed you that money, go pour yourself a cup.
Yeah.
No, but make it even funnier. You go pour yourself a cup. You take the drink. Spit that shit right out.
That would have been funny. Hindsight, yeah. But I've proven my point that I will never ever drink coffee. And people are surprised when I tell them that, but I'm just like, it's just not for me.
Right.
It's just disgusting. Ugh. But people drink it, and good for them. I'm just not one of those people.
Right.
But
we're in that situation. 2 outs for the Dodgers. So it means they're probably going to score again.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh, they need 2 strikes too, though, or at least one strike. Or at least one strike.
Need as much pressure as possible.
Yeah. Hey, at least we could say they're not cracking under pressure so far at this point. So
We don't speak too soon, and then when these release and they're like, "Y'all was talking all that shit."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's just watch and not comment. But we can't help but cheer.
No, we can't. We'll just peek over.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for that.
But, yeah. I think now's a good time to start.
Yep. Swing that intro.
Sample this.
You're gonna want to freestyle every time you
I
start
know.
this intro.
But as we established yesterday, I cannot freestyle or rap for shit. I cannot.
That's why I can't wait. Well, once we get Antoine in here, he's just gonna do it. Especially once he hears these episodes and us talking about it, he's gonna be like, "Y'all just wait."
Please do. Please do.
See, this is why we can't sit here and just watch, because it just takes so long.
It does. I think if it was just faster, I think a lot more people would be into it.
It's just a good thing ain't no football game on while we're trying to do this.
Oh yeah. You can forget it.
Just cancel the whole show.
Yeah. Especially if your Titans are playing. Stiff arm. Henry with the stiff arm. Taking people's heads off. Oh my gosh.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I cannot believe they didn't flex that game, man, to prime time. What is the prime time game tomorrow?
If I'm not mistaken, it's the Seahawks Cardinals.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Otherwise, the other one that either got moved was the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
But I think that just got moved to like the late afternoon game.
Got it.
If I got it right, I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, and then we'll laugh if I'm wrong.
Look back on like that nigga Josh didn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I literally thought that about our episode yesterday. I was like, I know for sure I probably said something that I'm gonna listen later and be like, oh, I was dead ass wrong.
Hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Pop fly.
Oh. On cue.
Let's
Look
go.
at that.
I told you 2 hours and they get the money.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta love it.
Wow. Southpaw. Call it again.
Analytics, man.
Analytics. You are right.
So speaking of analytics, I got a shout out. I got this homeboy who he's an analytics dude. Big sports head. He knows like more about most sports than most people. Could do it professionally. Like
I think I could too. Like sports is my thing. And you can forget about anything about the Lakers, man. I like almost anything and everything about Lakers. You can ask me and I'll know. Not everything, because it's impossible to know every single thing.
I know you beyond that. However, I would put money. Not that he would beat you and knowing more, but that he could. Not that he would, but he's that knowledgeable. So he's normally the analytics dude. So I got a shout out from one of the other guys because I did it about the Titans because he always does it about like Lakers and any other teams he likes. But I did it about Titans talking about how so far Titans have never lost a game when Henry runs for at least 100 yards. And they've also never lost under Mike Vrabel when they are leading at halftime.
Oh, for real?
No comebacks allowed.
Oh, wow.
So 2 stats. And then so when they were playing the Texans, they were leading at halftime, and Henry was well on his way to having 100 yards. So I posted about that. And then Texans take the lead, and it looked like Titans are going to lose that game.
Oh, you're just talking about the other week.
Yeah. And so when I finally say something about it, make a whole post about it, it looks like we're about to lose. And then we come back and win that game. So
I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights. I was like, man, that was probably such a crazy game.
It was so crazy. And of course, that final drive in regulation.
What do you have? A 94-yard run?
Oh, yeah, in the second half, 94-yarder.
That was that was in the fourth quarter, wasn't it? Or no?
If not late third quarter, it wasn't like
it's still a big ass run.
No, actually, I think it was in the third quarter. But it was, I think it was after Texans finally took the lead. We took it back. But yeah, it was a crazy game.
But I don't know what the hell Texans coach was thinking. Trading Hopkins.
Oh,
like,
well, that's why they traded his ass out the door.
Yeah, he ain't there no more. Like, come on, dude. I mean, I know receivers like are not. They're not gonna win you like the big games. Like they're not like the pivotal piece. But when you have a top flight receiver like Hopkins, he will make a difference. He will make a difference.
Oh yeah, every time. Yeah, that didn't make no sense.
And then to trade, that don't make any sense. Now I could be just hating because now he's in the NFC West and he's gonna be torturing. He's gonna be torturing
over there. But
he's gonna be torturing the Niners
trust me,
for years.
it was a blessing for me. I was so happy to know he was out of our division.
I was not. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
And for some reason, it did not cross my mind to think, hey Tim, enjoy.
He's gonna torture them for years. Years. It was bad enough that Kyler Murray is gonna run around skeet skirting against them.
Yeah, you guys needed one of those guys on your conference over there. We got a couple of them, so y'all turn.
Yeah, I mean, you got Wilson. They got Wilson. He be skeet skirting too. Like he just gets away. It's just like it's like magic.
That's what it was. You needed more.
Yeah.
Now it's balance.
Now you got 2 of them skeet skirting motherfuckers. Garoppolo don't skeet skirt. No. But
and we know who else doesn't skeet skirt. He crash lands. Daniel Jones.
Hey, I just saw something though that he's got the fastest.
No, not the fastest.
Top speed.
Nope,
yeah,
not the fastest. Faster than Lamar. Any of Lamar's.
I saw the stat I saw said the fastest speed.
I know what you saw, but
Okay.
it's misleading.
Okay.
Because remember, Derrick Henry ran 22 miles an hour.
Oh.
Daniel Jones was 21.2.
You're right, because Tyreek Hill and Matt Breida, they're really fast.
What they
Faster than
posted
that.
was him versus
Okay.
Lamar.
Okay. Yeah. You're okay. Yeah.
And he's not faster than Lamar.
No,
He
he's
just happened to run so far this
Well,
year.
because he was running for his life, and then he just forgot, for some reason, forgot how to run, and he fell.
Well, you got to remember, in any movie, when a white person's running for their life, they always fall. That's just how it works. He was in a scary movie, and he acted accordingly.
Acted accordingly. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You know what else about white people in movies? They like to stand there and watch.
Of course.
And if kind of in real life too. They like to just stand there and just wait for the danger to come to them. If that was me, I'm gone.
Right. Get out of there.
No brother, no black person is going to stay there and watch. They'd be like, I'm gone.
You know what they're thinking? I'm not fast enough to get away anyway. Might as well just get it over with.
Might as well just- But then I will turn away at the last second and still get caught.
Survival instincts.
Yeah. Well, your survival instincts kick in, have a delay effect.
Delay. There it is.
Delay effect. But I do tell everybody this. It's just jokingly, comedy style. Just like, it's good that we have, the white people. And I can say this, because I'm half white. And I've experienced it in my own household. But like, white people, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't know anything about the world. So hats off to them. Because brothers, we don't discover shit. We run from everything. The first sign of danger, we're gone.
Like, what was that noise? I'm out.
I'm not staying.
I'm gonna go check.
I'm gonna go check in my car and drive the opposite direction. But think about it. Like they're explorers. They'll go like deep into jungles. They'll go in, deep in the ocean to go out in space. And people will follow their lead.
I mean, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it, and I commend them for that. Because then we wouldn't know much about anything. But that's just my perspective, my opinions. There's trillions of perspectives every second on every situation ever. So, and that's just my opinion. I could be dead ass wrong, but oh well. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of Just Poddin'. Working title still. Hope to have a good show for you today. And my main man Southpaw is here. Let me give him his drop once again.
Appreciate it.
Boxing savant, if I ever knew one. How you doing, man?
Today's a good day.
Today's been a good day.
Good day.
Good. I told you before, I just felt a little off today. I don't know if it's just because I stayed up too late last night or.
That's probably exactly what it was. When you told me you were just up brainstorming like that, I'm pretty sure. Like, I slept in today. Like I said, I was sleep deprived yesterday. I knew I had an opportunity to get some rest, and I took that opportunity. Woke up at 7 a.m. to share a meme or two, give the early morning birds some laughs, and took my ass right back to sleep.
That you did. Yeah, because I think I was probably being considerate for you yesterday because I could have kept your ass longer.
I mean, hey, it is.
But
what
I
it
was
is.
like,
You
hey,
did,
no,
like,
this brother's got to get to sleep. I know he needs to catch up on his sleep. I need him fresh for tomorrow. So
and that I am minus my shirt.
Good. Yes. I will say that I didn't know there was 2 stains.
There's probably 3.
Oh, I only noticed the one big one.
The folds are kind of hiding them.
But yeah, I did notice the one, but not the other one. So yeah, I was just a little off today. I woke up early, and just to get a drink of water, took my ass right back to sleep, and woke up later. And the first thing I see or do is pick up my phone. You know, everybody's got notifications on their phone when they wake up. And it's become second nature to wake up, turn over, grab your phone.
Right.
I follow that same routine as everybody. Rolled over, picked up my phone, saw a notification, open it, and lo and behold, what is it? Another meme from Josh. Another one. Like,
and you laughed, didn't you?
And I laughed. I was like, this motherfucker's at it again. Not a day goes by. And it was a good one.
That's
nice play on words.
Routine.
That's your. You've gotten really good at it. I'll give props to you. Yeah, I couldn't help but laugh. It was funny. It did get my day going. You know, had my normal Saturday routine. But still, the day seemed I was a little off today. But I think now that we're got the show going on. I think I'm good.
Awesome. Let's get into it.
So yeah, like I said before, I was up late, you know, brainstorming what we could do for episode 2, and you know, I was up late watching highlights and stuff, and thinking about what we could talk about, and then I came across a few ideas and jotted them down, and then today happened, and I remembered that the Khabib and Gaethje, I probably murdered his last name.
I'm not even gonna try it.
Yeah, UFC fight was today, and I totally forgot what time it was on at. I didn't know it was in Abu Dhabi, so I knew it was going to be
super early
today. You know, not the customary 9-10 o'clock main event match. I knew it was going to be early in the day, just didn't know. And then after I got done with my Saturday routine, I turned on the TV and breaking news, you know, Khabib won. You know, and I expected it. You know, Khabib is a monster to say the least. Like, he perfected his craft. You know, pound for pound. Right now, the best MMA fighter. You know, and I don't follow UFC that much, but you know, I'll watch like the main events. You know, like good bouts, good matches. And so I totally expected Khabib to win. But what I didn't expect was right after the fight that he announced his retirement. I'm like, you're on top of the world? Like, you pulling a Barry Sanders? Like, what's going on here? Why are you retiring? What is he, like 24-0 or something like that? 13-0 in UFC. I think there's only been one other player or one other fighter that did that, and that was Anderson Silva, who I actually watched most of his fights, and I was like, there's no one ever going to come close to that dude. But Khabib, he's right there. Yeah. But back to what I was getting to, like he retired right after the match.
Right.
And I'm sure I was puzzled. Everybody was puzzled just like me, and naturally I was curious why. And and this goes into me saying that I don't follow UFC that much, and if I did, I would have known why. But his father passed away from COVID, unfortunately, you know, along with hundreds of thousands of other people in the world. Totally unfortunate. And so he passed away from COVID, and it's, you know, just like any like father-son dynamic, or, you know, growing up being a professional athlete or any profession, you know, your father's there by your side. It's weird. It's not right. Doesn't feel right. You know? So that was his first and now his last fight without his father around ringside or just, being around. And I guess he made a promise to his mother that, he's not going to fight anymore, because, his father's right there, which is very commendable. I mean, I could totally appreciate that. But it just totally sucks that, another victim to COVID, and it's just only going to keep growing. It's only going to keep growing. So, as much as, any fan wouldn't want him to retire,
You gotta respect the decision.
You got to respect the decision. So, hats off to Khabib, and he's a great fighter, and got nothing but respect for him, even though, like I said, I don't really follow MMA that much.
Right.
But yeah, hats off to him.
It was good for him, though. You could say he at least had his dad around to see his success.
Yeah. A lot of professional athletes, a lot of them do and a lot of them don't,
Even non-professional like me. If you lost my dad a few years ago and things I've accomplished since then,
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, I wish he could have seen that.
Yeah. For me, not so much. Yeah, I grew up without my father, so I could never like understand that,
Right.
But the sad thing is I thought for so long that it was normal, I mean, anybody knows me that, my siblings, they have a different father than I do. So even though they had their father, it didn't really hit me. It didn't really like click to me that, hey, I don't have my father, and, I grew up fine, I grew up fine. I think I did. So yeah, I could never, I don't think I could relate to that, to like your point,
Right. Yeah.
whether you're a professional athlete or whatever your profession is or your life accomplishments, not having your father there.
I mean, any parent
Hits
for that
different.
matter, but yeah.
Yeah, it hits different, but I can't relate to it, so, but I could respect it. I can respect it. So, and I'd feel for anybody that loses a loved one, especially to COVID, because that's just the highlight of our life right now, 2020, COVID.
I think everybody's trying to dodge
Yeah.
or even pretending it's not around, which is why
Yeah.
the numbers keep growing.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy how some people's mindsets are, but everybody's different. Everybody's
and I
different.
actually get it too, because I have my thoughts about it that don't necessarily line up to, say, the rising numbers or any reported numbers in general. Because, for example, professional sports, we see these tests and we'll hear about these positive tests, and then they'll report a day or two later that there were false positives.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only time we hear about false positives is in sports. And if there are actually false positives, how many of those in regular everyday numbers are false positives?
Oh, a tremendous amount.
So when we see these numbers spiking, yeah, I got to respect it that the numbers are going up, but to the level that they're reporting, I got my reservations about that.
Yeah, how many of those are false positives?
But it doesn't matter how accurate the numbers are at all. You still got to take the precautions
Yeah.
we got to do to, prevent any further damage. So
True that. Which is a good segue into the next topic. Found out that yesterday, the U.S. set another record for a single day COVID infections. I think they said something like 83,010 infections in one day. And to your point, how many of those are actually positive or how many of those are, false positive, we don't know.
Right.
But whether they're all confirmed or not, that's still a record you don't want. It's still going up, 10 months in or however many months we're in this, you know.
And it's just a lot of inconsistencies throughout the country as far as how everybody's handling it. So like you can go up to like San Bernardino area, you know, everybody's real strict and everything's shut down. Or if they're hosting anything like at restaurants, everybody's sitting outside separate. But then you can go to the next city and they're doing the opposite. They got bars open, they got clubs open.
Yeah. You would know, because you travel across the country a lot. So
and it's different in every state I go to.
Yeah.
Some states are wide open, back to like business as usual.
And give me a couple of states that are like that.
So Arizona for sure.
Oh yeah.
Business as usual, almost to 100%, almost.
Okay.
When I was in Boise, they were business as usual. I went out to eat a few times, and you could eat inside, you could eat outside. Places are still crowded. They try to do a little bit of the limited capacity. Even Arizona tried to, like, you know, sitting at every other table at restaurants and stuff, just not next to each other, but, you know, everything's still open. And then I get up to the Bay Area, and it'll be like
I feel like they will never come out of lockdown.
they're in lockdown, but so for example, they got these like rules where a bar, they're serving everything outside. Like you can come up to the window and buy something, you can't come inside. And if they do have an area where you can come in, it's usually like in a back patio or something. But you have to buy food. If you're there, you can't just be there for drinks. You have to also be eating. Like it's like a loophole to where they can keep doing their normal
but that
thing.
does like I don't, and I'm sure a lot of people are questioning that the same thing. Like, what's the difference between food and drinks? I mean, it's still like social.
You didn't know food prevents COVID? Your mouth's full, the COVID can't get in.
I guess.
It's like wearing a mask.
I guess. That does make sense to me. But I mean, if that's the case, which I'm sure it's not, but
right,
that's funny. That would be the sorriest excuse ever.
Not to mention gathering places. Like there's a lake right there in Oakland, where it's crowded. People just are always there. Vendors, food vendors, everything. Sidewalks crowded. People just everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
you know, but a little while back, the fam, we went to the beach, you know, a couple months ago, and surprisingly, it wasn't jam packed even on the hottest days. I mean, if anybody's familiar, you know, we went to Huntington Beach one time, and then we went to Bolsa Chica 2 separate times, and both times it was relatively open. I know, like Orange County, like they're just like, F this, you know, we're gonna do what we want,
right?
You know, that's just how they are out there, you know. But I was totally expecting to be like uncomfortable due to proximity of other families, but it ended up turning to be the total opposite.
And then the opposite, that for University in Kendall, San Bernardino, well, a little bit off, like half a mile down the road, that park over there, I drove by there today, and it was packed. Like they was having a party up there.
University in Kendall?
Yeah, like if you're going down University towards Cal State, turn left on Kendall. You know, the light before Cal State.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And then there's a park
about
a half mile down on the left side.
Oh, really?
Packed.
Mm.
I was going to stop over there when I saw all them people there. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry, you know.
Right.
You drive by, get a whiff of COVID.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we're not through this yet, you know.
Nope.
We're not. And, you know, just like the scientists and the experts say, you know, it could get worse this time of the year, you know, because this is the flu season, you know, upcoming, you know. You know, it's colder, bad weather.
Well, and that's the tricky part about it. It's flu season.
Yeah.
I think the numbers are going to go up simply because it's flu season.
True that. And how are they going to differentiate between flu and COVID.
For the professional athletes, they'll be able to tell. For us, they can't. I don't know. We have a different swab.
Different swab. Yeah, because because person starts feeling under the weather, they're gonna be like, I think it might be COVID.
Right.
They'll go get tested, and who knows what's gonna happen. Maybe there'll be a chance like, oh no, you get the results like, oh no COVID, you just have the flu, or you get the results, you're like, oh yeah, you got COVID, but then it was just the flu. So it's like, how are they gonna be able to accurately separate those? It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess.
They're not.
I mean, we're not equipped to.
Right.
We're not equipped to.
I mean, and when you think about it too, if you got the flu or anything else like that anyway, you might as well be handling it as if you do got COVID, because those could be dangerous too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People die from the flu too.
Mm-hmm.
Just obviously not as much as COVID. Reportedly.
Well, who knows right now? Everything's COVID.
I'm just going by what's been told. That's all. I'm not Mr. Fact Checker. It's just what I'm seeing, my opinion, my perspective, and that's all anybody's gonna get from me out of this podcast. I mean, I'll try to find the facts where I can get them, but most of the times, my perspective, my opinion. I'm not an expert on anything, so
except the Lakers.
I do what I can. Yeah.
Now you want to be modest.
There's always room for modesty, right? You don't want to seem like a total douche.
No, I'm cool with that. Ask some people I know. They're like, Josh, he's an asshole.
But so yeah, back to that, and like I was saying, yeah, they're saying that all the health officials are saying that the number of infections are gonna just rise. We're already in fall, we're in fall now, and fall and winter. So we'll see how we come out on the other side in 2021.
Protect yourselves. Strap up.
Yeah.
I mean, mask up.
Strap.
Same difference.
Yeah. Strap up. Cover that nose too. I mean, you don't cover the nose, the mask is useless.
Yeah, she with my aunt today. She did that. Or yesterday. I gave her one of my new masks that I had, and she had it under her nose.
Yeah, like if you don't have it covering your nose, I heard, was it wifey told me, wearing a mask not over your nose, not wearing a mask over your nose is like wearing a condom on your balls. There's 0 point to it. It's 0 point. 0 point of the mask, 0 point of the condom. So
and super uncomfortable.
And when you think about it, it's true. Like, you have a mask on, but you're not covering your nose. You do breathe through your nose, not just your mouth.
Right.
And I would,
which is why
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Your nose in the first place, because
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the majority of people breathe through their nose first.
That's why they're uncovering it, because they want to breathe easier.
I mean, I get it. There are people out there that have, trouble breathing, whether it be asthma or, just it's always been maybe a struggle to breathe their whole life. And I understand that.
But everybody who's doing it ain't that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they feel like their liberties are being taken away. It's not even about that. It's just have respect for the person next to you, have consideration for them, because you don't know what they're, what if they have conditions they have or whatever. It's all about just being respectful to the person next to you or the people you're around.
Yeah,
that's how I view it.
And we know the masks aren't perfect, but still, it's something.
It helps.
Something's better than nothing.
Exactly. That's how I see it. Just be respectful to the person next to you. I'm not gonna. If you don't wear the mask when you're by yourself or whatever, that's fine, and everybody does that when they're not around people, but just be considerate of other people. That's all I can ask for. I'm not going to make anybody wear the mask, and it's not even about the government taking our liberties away. Sometimes things that I hear, I'm just like, you're that's ridiculous. Just be considerate. That's it.
And
We
even
all-
if it were that, you still need to be considerate. Like,
Yeah.
your liberties, whatever. Still.
Yeah. So, yeah, come on, people. Let's just do our part. We all want to get through this as fast as possible. And like Josh said, that they're not perfect, but they help. They help.
Then
So,
getting
yeah.
through it fast is already out the window.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And to think that we would have a vaccine by now is totally ludicrous. I don't know what you're smoking to think that there would be a vaccine 10 months, 12 months into the pandemic. You know, it took years to decades for any other kind of, like, let's just say for like chicken pox or, or disease, a virus like that. It took years to find a vaccine for that. We got the vaccine and, you don't get them. But if you do get them, guess what? And they go away. Guess what you get after that?
Right.
Shingles. So, like, did you really, prevent the virus or, cure the virus? I mean, just another. But, I mean, not everybody gets that. It takes something to trigger that shingles.
To me, I'm not even, we talk about it. I'm not really a political person, but that's what cure supposedly being ready already seems like to me a political agenda.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
Especially around election time. What a coincidence.
How convenient. And then we're just going to find out, yeah, I said that, but did you really take me serious? I'm a tremendous trickster, people. I'm tremendous. Yeah. I did not believe that for a second.
Yeah, I'm cool on that one.
Yeah.
Y'all can have that.
Yeah. You can have that. Say what you want. I'm going to take this door over here. Reality. So, yeah. Enough about that. Enough about, it's COVID is depressing. It's depressing to talk about.
It'll be depressing if the Dodgers give up this 1-run lead in the bottom of the ninth to lose this game.
Yeah, and Kenley, he's not Kenley of 2, 3, 4 years ago. So
not my favorite closer, but yeah, it's all good.
Well,
Pulling
for him.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah, enough about COVID. Just everybody, do your part. Be safe out there, and we'll get through it
Slowly but surely. Just like this drink. I'm slowly but surely getting through.
I already need a refill.
Well, whenever you're going to do that, let me know. I'll kill mine.
All right. Sounds good.
My water. Kill my water.
Oh, man. So what you think? They going to pull it out? I know it's stressful right now. Do you think
I think
just
they
the
are.
prediction, quick prediction?
Yeah. This is the
pitches
year.
like that. Yeah.
This is the year. I shouldn't have said that.
I'm talking about the game, not the series.
No, I mean that's why I'm calling this game because
Oh,
I
okay.
think this is their year, and hopefully I don't eat those words.
Well, I'm not going to call you out on it. So
Of course, everybody else will though,
everybody else will.
especially the Angels fans.
Oop. 2 outs left.
That's it.
2 outs left. Anyways,
On to the next.
on to the next. So, you and I were talking earlier, and we were talking about how the episode went yesterday, and we think it went pretty good, and we were reflecting on some of the things that we were talking about, and we were talking about back in the day when you, me, and the guys were, those few years where we just like bonded at the hip. One of those topics was, music, the music that we got into.
That was one of the biggest things that glued us together.
Yeah. And honestly, that, the underground music that you guys were into, like, that was new to me, just because of how I grew up. So like I said, it was new to me. So, and I didn't like relate to it as quickly as you guys did, you, Miles, Antoine, and even Terry, but once I was brought into it, I was like, wow, this is like a whole new like genre that I'm totally oblivious about. And it was like, this is some dope shit.
Right. So actually, you weren't 100% alone on that, because I had listened to underground prior to all of us hanging out at that time, but not the artists that we were listening to at the time.
Okay.
And I wasn't big on underground, because the little that I did get to listen to, I think the best thing I listened to at the time prior to us all hanging out was, lyrically wise at least, Immortal Technique. And he's one of those wordplay lyricists,
Okay.
crazy punchlines. And I was like, when I heard him for the first time, that was when I first started changing my view on lyricists in general, because I was a mainstream head. I wasn't familiar with the underground.
I had no choice but to be a mainstream head.
Right. Well, I mean, same for me, until like I met some people who were listening to other stuff, and they showed it to me, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And big West Coast rap, but I listen to everything, East, West, South. I listen to all of it.
Yeah.
But when I started hearing underground, the one thing that was consistent in the beginning, which started being what I thought about underground, which wasn't necessarily, I found out wasn't true, was I thought underground was like low budget shit. Because what I heard,
I thought the same thing.
It didn't sound like high quality, like they had poor studio production and all that.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I like it. It sounds low budget though. Yeah. So that's what I thought underground was.
Okay.
I thought that's why they're not popular, because, this is what it sounds like. But it just happened to be what someone showed me. So then when I started hanging out with you guys, and Miles and Antoine started showing me what they had been listening to for years. They put me on Little Brother, Slum Village, MF Doom, and the list is long, and that just blew my mind on what underground really had to offer. So of course, Little Brother was my first love when it came to true underground music.
I would second that.
And even like Miles and Antoine, though, Fonte like instantly became my new favorite lyricist. Like, he had this different style. He had crazy bars, but like not typical style bars.
Okay.
Like nothing I've ever heard before. And for years, he was number one on my list. Even while listening to who now my longtime favorite lyricist, Elzai, listening to them at the same time, Elzai just kept growing on me. Listening to both guys.
Yeah.
But I kept having Elzai at number 2 until eventually I just gave in. I was like, I got to switch them spots. They're 1 and 2, but Elzai takes that number 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Little Brother was, when it came to the underground, that was probably the one I took to the most. But the one after that was, Dwele.
Oh, yeah.
The neo soul, like that he was the one that got me, like how Fonte and Elzai was for you. Right. Dwele was that, because I'm more of an R&B person, soul person. And when I heard him, like I was already in like with Little Brother. Like I was like, oh, this is the shit. Like I could rock with these guys or this album. But when I heard Dwele, and I think Miles got me onto Dwele, I was like, that just killed everybody not killed everybody, but like I took to him the most.
Do you remember the other R&B guy we were listening to that was underground at the same time when we were listening to Dwele? There was another one, and he did tracks with Little Brother. He did a track with Nicolay.
You have to remind me.
D-Brock. Darian Brockington.
Oh, yes. Darian Brock. Yes, you are right.
We were, both of those guys. Dwele was that guy, but D-Brock was like that other one. We were like, yo, I rocks with this dude too.
Yeah, totally. And for me, the little backstory, I grew up predominantly white, and so even though I said like I was only able to listen to mainstream music, I couldn't even get to like the hip hop mainstream because how I grew up. I had to like sneak to listen to that stuff.
So you're like ACDC.
Well, no. More like oldies.
Journey.
Not even them really, but yeah, I'll say yes because my older sister, so that worked. She was able to listen to that, those groups. Her big group was like Aerosmith, Journey, and No Doubt, and all those, those rock groups, alternative rock, and all that stuff. But growing up, my mom was always oldies. It didn't matter what kind of oldies it was. It could be, Motown or, classic rock or, any of it. It was just mainly oldies. And, my stepdad was, like the same way. And they were totally against any kind, like R&B was towing the line as far as, what's acceptable in the house and what's not.
Right.
So I had to sneak mainstream hip hop in my room, door closed, and that was my first taste of that. And anytime like I felt like, oh, they're coming, I got to turn classic rock or pop, whatever, even though I didn't really care for it. And then it wasn't until, like I said, that I started hanging with you guys. That's where the underground, I had no idea that it existed. Like underground, what the hell is underground, and I got my first taste. It was like Little Brother and all the artists that you named. And the big one for me, like I just said, was Dwelle. And I was like, man, I'm so in on this cat right here. Like I totally dig like his lyrics, his sound. I just took to it. So and he's come up since then. But yeah, I totally consider him still to be underground and all that.
So, yeah, one strike away from ending this game.
Oh.
Similar, I grew up in, a black household, even though I'm, obviously mixed too, but I also had to sneak listen to hip hop, but not because, it was a different reason. My parents were big church heads. Like we were in church all the time.
Yeah.
All believers, of course. But because my parents were both clergy, they were a little strict, so we couldn't be watching BET, couldn't play what was on the radio. So I was sneaking the same thing. When they were gone at work, we had these the stereo system, right?
Oh yeah,
speakers this tall.
Yeah, we had them too.
Stacked too high, and if we have 4 of them total, and had a CD changer hooked up to it, so I can literally have a house party with this system. It's like that crazy. And I would literally sit in the living room, peeking out the window while blasting that music.
Yes, I did the same thing.
Until I can see them coming down the street, and then I'd run and turn all that shit off.
I did the same. I would listen for the car pulling up, because we had a very long driveway. The way our house was is that the driveway was on the side of the house, and they would always park behind the house. So if we heard a car come up, we're like, turn that shit off. And the thing is like the mainstream hip hop on the radio, there's no, it's radio edit. Right. So it's like not even like cuss words or, bad words in there, but they knew it was radio edit, and they kind of figured what was being said and that type of music. So even though it was radio edit, I still couldn't listen to it. And it's not even, it's the total opposite of your reason, because they leave it for another day. They weren't really for obviously that type of music for, the stereotypical reasons. So,
funny thing is though, I didn't know till my adult years, talking to my parents about stuff we used to do, think we were getting away with it. And my dad was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, what do you mean you knew? He's like, you know how loud that stereo was? Like, we can hear it all the way down the street. They were just being cool and didn't say nothing about it.
Well, they probably, respect the fact that, like, hey, he turns it off when we're around. Like so that acknowledgement that you would being considered, like, even though it's viewed as being sneaky and you're doing something wrong, I think they took the positive out of it. And it's like, even though that's something that we don't really condone or, appreciate, like, he'll turn it off right away. He knows that we don't like that. So he being considerate of us. I think that's probably, they took the positive. A lot of people can't do that. They can't take the positive out of a situation, even though, the parameters are already set. You tell your kids, we don't like that. You can't do that. But, kids being kids, they'll do it anyways. But the fact that, they'll be considerate of their parents when they're around, for your parents to take that in consideration, look at the positive side of it. That's really, I guess you can say, admirable. Like,
I mean, I'll take it. I can get my ass whipped. So.
Cool. Yeah. All I'm saying is that my parents wouldn't have taken it. They would not look the positive side of it. I would have got my ass whipped.
One strike away again. Couldn't get rid of the last guy, but we're back 2 strikes.
All it takes is one swing. So yeah. But what I was trying to get to it with that, the music that we grew into was, I think back then it was new music to us and we knew it was tight.
Lost. Not.
Oh.
Yep. We just lost.
Well. Oh my.
We just lost. Turn it off. Cancel me.
Wow.
I can't believe that.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think by our reactions, you guys already know
that we just lost.
That the Dodgers just lost off. What did I tell you? Jansen is not the Jansen of 2, 3, 4 years ago. So, and that was proof. That sucks. Well, hey, I done told people who are diehard Dodger fans, it's not going less than 6. It's going no less than 6 now, tied up 2-2. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying. Though it was new music to us, I think, and we thought that it was like, this is some good shit. Like, this is dope. I don't think we appreciated it then as much as we do now. It's because when I look back on it, I'm like, that was really good music at a really good time for us. It brought us, the 5 of us, like, together like a bond. Right. And from that perspective, along with others, I don't think we appreciated it as much at that time as we do now. And so, and along with music today, I have more of appreciation for all kinds of music now, and I'm sure you can relate the same, like, when you're into a certain type of music, or it could be anything, sport, a profession, or whatever you're into, you tend to have tunnel vision into what you're into. And you kind of, like, you don't want to, even though there's other good stuff out there, you're like, I ain't got time for that. I'm focused on this. I like this and only this. I'm into it. Don't bother me with this stuff. But then when you go back and look at it, you're like, maybe I should have. Maybe I, had a more open mind. And I think, at least for myself, and I can speak for myself, that I have more appreciation for music. I've grown for the appreciation of more music, and I have my kids to thank for that. The music that they listen to today. At first, I wasn't really into it. I'm still, stuck into what I like and all that stuff. And that's every generation. Our parents, They like, well, at least mine, they liked oldies, classic rock, blah, blah, blah. They didn't care for the R&B. They didn't care for the hip hop and all that stuff. But for me, I think I've grown because my kids, the music that they listen to, they enjoy it. And so I want to see what they're into. And, a lot of it's not bad. It's not bad. So I feel like I've grown and to appreciate all more types of music. Because my kids enjoy it, and I have a more open mind now when it comes to music, and just thinking back to when we were younger and the music that we were into had played a big part on that, because like we both said, like we didn't know anything about underground, but once we discovered it, like we're like, oh shit, So I think that the correlation is there. Me being able to grow and appreciate different types of music now, that like my kids like, it's kind of like the same from when we discovered underground.
Yeah, like one thing I had to took time, but I had to figure out or learn or understand was that people like different music for different reasons. So somebody can say their opinion and say like whoever they think is the best rapper ever, right?
Yeah.
They give their a GOAT opinion. And then I will have my reason for saying someone else is way better, but I'm not even realizing that their perspective does not align with mine. So there's no way they could ever agree with me, no matter how
Exactly.
The artist I pick could be 20 times better lyrically, but they're not looking at lyrically. That's not what determines who they think the best is.
It goes back to what I said earlier. It's like there's trillions of perspectives every second on every situation.
Right.
You're never it's gonna be a miracle to find two that align. So, and I think people need to understand that is you don't need to lash out on someone just because they don't agree with you. It's their perspective.
Right.
Which is what you're speaking to.
Yeah. So I was heavy, just like we were talking about, heavy on the underground, heavy on the mainstream before that, then got heavy on the underground. I got stuck there for a long time. Like I wasn't interested in a lot of music outside of the underground for a long time. And even when I started getting back into the mainstream, it was still limited. It was limited to what I had grew up listening to. So now I'm still listening to the old Snoop and Exhibit and all that. And then, you start getting like styles like the Migos, and I wasn't into it.
I wasn't into it either.
A lot of different things were coming out, and I just wasn't into it. And then, I kind of had a stretch of time where I started trying to figure out how to appreciate the music that I'm not currently into. And it wasn't too hard, but it did take some time. So, like, I even reminded myself, I have so many different genres I listen to, and I will listen to them either on a mixed up playlist, random genres, or intentionally for a specific reason. Like, I'm in a negative mindset. So emotion. Now I got to...
Based on emotion.
I'm going to put on my gospel playlist, get myself back to the positive side.
Yeah, you have your music to lift you up. You have your music to, keep you even keel,
Put you in that fighting mood.
But I got to lay hands on somebody. Give me that beat.
Give me that C-murder. So...
And everybody's like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the same way. Music is a very emotional. It's a very emotional art form.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one thing that actually helped me open my ears a little bit was one genre that I could never get into, which I kind of can now, not to a good enough extent to even name a single artist. It's country. Could never get into country.
Same.
But what opened my ears a little bit to it was me traveling, and I'm working on all these different trucks around the country.
That helps.
And these truck drivers, most of them listen to country.
Yeah.
So when I'm working on the inside of their truck, and I turn that key, and that radio station comes on, it's always this country music. So sometimes I'm not gonna mess with their radio. I'm not gonna change the station.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would. I don't care. But sometimes I don't, and I just let whatever's playing play. And every once in a blue moon, a song will come on, and I'll be like,
it's not bad.
Yeah, what's this? I like this one. I was like, this is country? That's crazy. I would have never thought. This one's not bad. And then you take an artist like the group like the Migos or anybody like that, and now I could find a reason to say why, to justify me listening to it. Like, if I'm driving across country, maybe I need something more upbeat to help me stay awake.
Yeah.
So, or, you go to a club, you're not going to want to listen to underground music. You can't dance to that.
You can't dance to it.
Some people don't dance. I dance. Yeah. So if I'm
DJ,
in
play
that
something to get
mood,
play something to get the honeys twerking. Yeah,
right.
Don't be playing that underground. Don't be playing country. Get something to get the booty shaking. Yeah,
right. So I just started applying that same logic to like any genre I came across. As long as I liked at least the sound, now put some of the logic behind it so I can appreciate it and actually get through the whole song and maybe listen to do a little research, find a little more, check artists, see what else they got, and see if maybe I like everything that they got. Maybe I like one or two songs. Maybe I like a whole album. If not, I'll grab a couple, add it to one of my random playlists.
Yeah.
And roll with that. So, and I think what my favorite part about that, though, is being able to do that has expanded my library so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you start feeling like you're running out of music. You're like, man, I need some new music, man.
Yeah. But, and on the other side, I'm thinking like, there are some artists that I thought I would never, ever listen to. We were talking earlier, like Justin Bieber.
Right.
Artists,
Yeah, we are
Taylor
on
Swift.
Camera admitting that we listen to
Hey,
it.
I ain't got no shame.
Hey,
like,
y'all can roast me if you want, but
you can roast me too.
Music.
Hey, I had a thing for Taylor Swift. I had a crush on Taylor Swift. I ain't gonna lie.
I haven't listened to her music like that, but like, disclaimer.
I thank my daughter for that, because she's into her.
Disclaimer, like you said earlier, we're not talking about little kid Justin.
Oh yeah. Yes, please. We're talking about Justin of like today or maybe a couple of years ago. Not the little tweener.
Right.
Let me love you.
The adult music.
Yeah.
He makes some pretty good music.
Yeah, he does.
You know what song first? There's one particular song. I can't remember the title, but I know who was on it. So when people hear it, they'll be like, yeah, I know that song. That got me like, hey, he made pretty good music. It was a song he did with Drake.
Which one was that one?
I got the beat in my head, but I'm trying to remember at least the chorus because I would trigger the title.
Yeah. I would know it if I heard it, I listen to so much music, but yeah, to speak on, the Taylor Swift, my daughter is like in love with Taylor Swift. We even went to her concert in Pasadena. Like,
Right Here is the song.
Oh, Right Here. I need the chorus. I need the chorus, but we won't go there. But yeah, no, I was totally into Taylor Swift. We went to one of her concerts in Pasadena. It was a great production. Give her that. Like, she had, once she got past, and this is just my opinion, once she got past her country start and moved into the pop and all that stuff, like, she blew up big time. And I learned to appreciate her music. And I rock with some of her songs in my playlist, mainly because my daughter, when we were on the road or whatever, she's like, I want to listen to something, throw on some Taylor Swift, so right. Artists like that, that if you were to look at somebody like, really, you like that person, you like that artist, it just shows my growth, right? And
anybody anybody trying to roast right now about the Justin Bieber thing, I'm currently having in rotation Benny the Butcher, so. Real nigga shit. I'm gonna take a pause real quick. I'm gonna go get us a refill real quick.
Yeah, I'm ready. All right. Oh man, we're back. Sorry, I had to get a refill. So yeah. Anyways, where were we at? Talking about music, appreciation.
Wrapping that up.
Yeah. So with that, man, I'm still I'm not in shock, but I'm like, fuck. After witnessing.
That was the reason for the refill. We needed a moment.
Yeah, we needed a moment for real. Like, I feel for the diehard Dodger fans. I mean, I'm not a diehard baseball fan, but Dodgers LA team. I'm from SoCal.
It's just how it
LA
works.
team is default.
You gotta have an LA team.
Gotta have an LA team, and I'm rooting for them. Just come on. So yeah, I was like you said, needed another drink, needed a refill. Drink that shock away. But hopefully they can rebound. And we'll see what happens. But tomorrow's gonna be
Tomorrow, I can't wait.
tomorrow's gonna be a big. I'm not gonna say sports day, but a big football day.
big football day, especially for me.
Good matches. Yes, for you especially.
I'm hoping that I don't have to go 2 days in a row with team losses.
Yeah.
Lost today. Let's
But
get a win tomorrow.
I like the Steelers. I'm rooting for your Titans. If I had to pick a team other than my Niners, because sticking out for you. I'm hoping they win, but what I would say is, if they don't, it's to a good team at least, and they can learn from it.
It's not make or break for us.
Yeah, it's not make or break.
We're still gonna win the division.
Yeah, you guys are killing the division right now. Every team in your division kind of.
Yeah, Colts are trying to keep up, but
yeah, they are.
We haven't.
Yeah,
We've
okay.
won both our division games.
Yeah. So, that would be my takeaway. If they don't win, it's to a good team and they can learn from it. Now, if there was a bad team they lost to,
Right.
Yeah, you can't play down to your competition.
Not this year.
So, but yeah, big day, big football day. It's gonna be very interesting, and like you said before, I'm surprised that game, Steelers and Titans, is not the flex game for prime time. You got 2 5-0 teams.
They're just hating on us. That's all.
Well, you guys pull it off. I don't think anybody can ignore you anymore.
Well,
you got,
they'll do their best, but
they'll put some respect on your name.
A little bit.
But that's how I felt that whole way last year. The Niners, they later in the year, they got the flex up games, but they were at one point 8-0. Nobody cared. I watch all the highlight shows or the sports shows, and they ain't not talking not one lick about the 49ers.
Remember too, but eventually, as long as y'all kept rolling, you were gonna get it because you're a big market team.
In fact, I wouldn't say we're big. They are a big market team. They're a decent size.
They're a big market team. The 49ers. Come on, stop it.
I don't know.
Compared to Nashville?
Well, when you put it in that perspective, yes. They are bigger. But I felt that same disrespect you're feeling this year. I felt that last year.
I mean, I feel that every year. It doesn't matter how good we do what we do, especially our playoff run.
Yeah.
They doubted us so bad.
Oh, yeah.
And we put hands on both the Ravens and the Patriots. So.
Yeah, that you did. Tomorrow's a big day, football-wise. The 49ers are playing the Patriots. Garoppolo against former coach for the first time. We'll see how that goes. And that's surprisingly not an early game, West Coast time.
Mm-hmm.
So that benefits the 49ers.
That's what pissed me off. We should have got flexed at least to that. To 1
Oh,
o'clock.
you guys are 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Well,
West
our
Coast
time, our time 10 a.m. That's a big matchup. So
I got to get up early to watch that. Come on, man.
So, and then, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it turns out good for you, brother.
Tighten up.
So, we're wrapping up this episode 2. Looking forward.
Plans for next week?
Yeah, looking forward to plans for next week. Hopefully get an episode in. And I might have another guest on the show. You've heard us talking about him. And hopefully he can make it. Mr. T. Derez.
T-Dub. Terrence.
He's going to bring a lot of energy.
A lot
of energy to the podcast. And Hopefully he can make it.
He's gonna fix our monotone.
Yeah, for sure. He has a lot of energy, and I can definitely appreciate him a lot. He has a lot of insight and a lot of perspective, and he's been
A little more melanin.
a little
Little
more.
more, not a lot. Little more.
just a tad, one shade darker. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we can make that happen. But definitely next week, planning on having that episode. Hopefully Derez can be there with us, and we'll give you another good show. So with that being said, thank you to all you listening out there, first and last time listeners. I ain't mad if you last time listening. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
Right.
All I can do, all we can do is just move forward. So shout out to y'all.
Hey, with our particular group, 2's company, and 3 will make you proud.
That for sure. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Till next time.
Thanks, brother.